Visible Body's Biochemistry unit features 3D models of sodium and chlorine atoms, as well as the ionic bond that holds together sodium chloride and the covalent bonds that allow hydrogen and oxygen to form water molecules. Keep watching as we use these models to learn about the basics of atomic structure, ionic bonding, and covalent bonding. We'll start with an atom, sodium to be precise. Atoms are the smallest unit of matter. They have a nucleus made up of protons and neutrons, and the nucleus is surrounded by electrons, which orbit in what is known as a cloud. Protons are positively charged, neutrons have a neutral charge, and electrons are negatively charged. An atom has a neutral charge if it has the same number of protons and electrons. If an atom has either more or fewer electrons than protons, it's called an ion. More electrons than protons means a negatively charged ion, or anion. Electrons are negatively charged, so having more of them means a negatively charged ion. Conversely, having fewer electrons than protons, or more protons than electrons if you want to think about it that way, means a positively charged ion, or cation. Atoms of different elements have different numbers of protons, neutrons, and electrons. An atom's atomic number on the periodic table is the number of protons it has. Sodium has 11 protons. The electrons in the cloud outside the nucleus are organized into shells. For sodium, the one closest to the nucleus has 2 electrons, the next one out has 8, and the furthest out, the valence shell, has just 1. Atoms tend to bond in a way that fills their valence shell with 8 electrons. This is called the octet rule. With the exception of a few elements on the periodic table, the noble gases, most atoms don't have a full valence shell containing 8 electrons. Atoms can either give away or accept an electron, or share an electron with another atom to achieve this. Remember that an ion is an atom with an electric charge, either positive or negative. When an ionic bond, like the one shown here in sodium chloride, forms, one atom gives an electron to another atom. In this case, the single electron in sodium's valence shell is transferred over to the outermost level of chlorine's electron cloud. Chlorine has 7 electrons in its valence shell, but with the donated electron from sodium, it now has 8. When sodium gives away its valence electron, this means it has fewer electrons than protons, becoming a positively charged ion. Chlorine becomes a negatively charged ion because it now has more electrons than protons. Electrostatic attraction binds these two ions together to form the ionic compound sodium chloride, or, as most of us know it, table salt. Now let's talk about the other main kind of bonding, covalent bonding. Water, or H2O, is a common and very important molecule, held together by covalent bonds. In covalent bonds, electrons are shared between atoms instead of being transferred. In this model, we have one oxygen atom with 6 electrons in its outermost shell, and 2 hydrogen atoms, each with just 1 electron in its electron cloud. The 2 hydrogen atoms each share their electron with the oxygen atom. Oxygen atoms normally have 6 electrons in their valence shell. When they can share electrons with those 2 hydrogen atoms, they have a full 8. Water molecules are polar, which means the sharing of electrons is unequal. Because oxygen more strongly attracts electrons, it has more protons attracting those electrons, the electrons from the hydrogen atoms spend more time near oxygen's nucleus. That makes the oxygen end of H2O slightly negatively charged, and the hydrogen ends slightly positively charged. Water molecules are attracted to each other, forming hydrogen bonds between them. This gives water some of its unique properties, like the high cohesion that gives it its surface tension. To check out more biology models and simulations in Visible Body Suite, visit visiblebody.com/VBSuite.